Good
One of
morning.
us. Okay.
Oh, good morning, students. Today, we are going to learn punctuation marks, some punctuation marks in English, which are included in our syllabus for fifth scholarship exam. Before this, you might know what are the punctuation marks in English and what are its uses. So, here, before going to the topic, we should know what are the punctuation marks, why it uses in sentence. So the very basic thing, when any writer or a speaker want to say something, and when he wants to say something, he has some intention in his mind. He has some intention in his mind that what may be the effect, what should be the effect of his speaking towards or on listener. So to have that effect on listener, he pronounced the words deliberately while speaking. But in speaking, speaker and the listener are both are face to face. But while writing, they are not near, they are not face to face. We write something, and then reader might read it later. And that's why whatever the writer wants effect of his writing on the listeners or the reader, that effect, if he wants to create in his writing, then he uses some marks, some signs, and these signs or these marks are called punctuation marks. So punctuation, look at the punctuation. So in these punctuation marks, there are various signs, but from these signs, from these marks, we have to study only comma, full stop, question mark, apostrophe, and exclamation. These five punctuation marks now we are going to learn in this. And you all, surely I know, you surely know these punctuation marks, but some details are very necessary to use them properly, use it properly. So such a details we are going to see. Before knowing the uses of punctuation mark, one term is very necessary. We should know, we must know that term, and that term is capitalization. That term is what? Capitalization. So the topic is for our scholarship syllabus. The topic is what? Capitalization, comma, full stop, question mark, apostrophe, and exclamation. Such is the topic. So this topic is begins with capitalization. So we should know capitalization, this term first. So capitalization means what? We know that in English there are some letters, alphabets, that letters are the alphabets which represent the sounds. What is alphabet? How many alphabets in English? We know that. These alphabets represent the sounds in English. In every language, there are different sounds, and these sounds are represented by the letters in every language. So in English also there are 36 alphabets. They are representing 44 sounds in English. And these letters, these alphabets, in two versions. One is capital letters and another is small letters. We know that. The beginning of learning this subject, English subject, initially in the first class, we learned it, the very basic thing, small letters and capital letters. So you know that how to write capital letters and small letters. But here, while writing so many sentences, while writing any article, any passage, or anything, any information, whatever you want to write, while that writing, there are so many words we write. So in these words, we have so many sentences, right? But in that sentences, in those words, which words we should write? Should we write capital letter, begins with capital letter, and which words we should not begins with capital letter while writing in sentence? That thing is very important. I think you might know what I'm saying. If I'm going to write a sentence here on blackboard, my name is Sham. So sentence is my name is Sham. In this sentence, there are some words I use. My name is and Sham. These four words I have used in this sentence. So, in this sentence, which word I should write begins with capital letter and small letter? That is very important thing. That is very remarkable. If we make any mistake in writing capital letter and small letters at the beginning of the words, then it is very bad effect on our writing. In speaking, listener can't know capital or small letter. But in writing, it is very important which letter, which word begins with capital letter and which word begins with small letter. So there are some rules, and these rules we should know because there is question in our question paper on this topic that there will be one of a sentence and you have to answer here. How many words in this sentence should begins with capital letter? And there are some options given. 4 options are there, and you have to select appropriately. If this sentence is here, my name is Sham, and then the options are: first option, 1 word; second, 2; third, 3; fourth, 4. All. So, my name is Sham. In this sentence, how many words should begins with capital letter? Your answer it might be two, because beginning word and the proper noun always write in or always write with capital letter, begins with capital letter. And that's why the answer is two. So we should know the details. We should know the minute rules when to use capital letter and when not to use capital letters. So the first rule for the capitalization is, in any sentence, in case of any sentence, the sentence will begin, sentence should begin with capital letter in the initial word. Initial means what? Initial word in the sentence should begin with capital letter. And that's why if a beginning word is in small letter, begins with small letter, then it is our duty to replace it by capital letter. This is the first rule. What is the first rule? Beginning word, initial word in the sentence should begin with, must begin with capital letter. Then another rule is here for that proper noun, the term proper noun. Proper noun. You might know the different types of noun. Common noun, proper noun, material noun, abstract noun, concrete noun. So all these are the types. In these types, proper noun is one. So what is proper noun? The noun which is not common. It is proper. In Marathi, we call it Vishesh noun. So the definition is what? Proper noun is a noun of any place, person, or any specific thing, not common thing. Such a proper noun should begin with capital letter. So look at your name. Your own name is proper noun. Raju, Vijay, Ramesh, Smita, Nita, Gita, all these are proper nouns. And these nouns should begin with capital letter. Then the name of places, villages, cities, Sangam name, Z.P.Ahilyanagar, Pune, Mumbai, name of states, name of countries. All these names are proper nouns, and that's why it should begin with capital letter. Then, what are the other proper nouns? Name of place, name of person. Apart from these, there are also some proper nouns in which titles, some titles are there, upadhi, some occupations are there, some names of days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the names of days, names of months, names of festivals, Diwali, Dashera. Such a names of festival, so you have to count it. You have to make points from this. Which are the proper nouns? Titles, name of persons, name of places. This is already given in the definition of proper noun. You might learn that in that topic, part of which. Name of festivals, name of months, name of days, all these names, if you want to use in sentences, then it should begins with capital letter only. Then some degrees are there: BA, MA, LLB, MBBS. In these degrees, we abbreviate, we have acronyms for that. MA for Master of Art, BA for Bachelor of Art, BSc, BTech. So all these are what? Degrees. So these degrees, when we write in abbreviations, these degrees first letter is in capital letter. So it should write in that capital form. Then some awards, rewards also write begins with capital letter. Mountains name, rivers name, these are also proper nouns. So it should write in capital form. Himalayas, Ganga, the river Ganga, Himalaya, Godavari, all these are proper nouns. The common noun of it what? You know that. The common noun, if the noun, proper noun is Ganga river, Godavari river. So the Ganga, Godavari is proper noun. And in general, commonly we call it rivers. So such a names of month, days, mountain, rivers, all these are the proper nouns, and these proper nouns should write or should transcription of these nouns should be or should begins with the capital letter. So this is the another guideline to know how to write capital letter and how to write when to write a small letter in sentence. Another guideline here is that is very important: pronoun I. You know pronoun, the first person pronoun I. Whenever we use first person pronoun I in the sentence, it should write in capital form. This is capital version of the alphabet I, and this is small version. Individually, as a pronoun, there are so many words in which I letter begins the word. But in that case, always alphabet I should not write with capital form, with capital version, with capital letter. So only when it used as a pronoun separately, individually, this pronoun used in the sentence, at the time of that, this pronoun I should be right. Should write, must write. You know the difference between should and must. Must write in capital letter. So these are some basic rules for capitalization. Once again, I'm going to repeat it. In case of proper noun, okay, what was the proper noun? I already told you. Then, in case of pronoun I, look at the word God, G-O-D, God. So this God letter should begins with capital G. Then degrees, rewards, awards, subject name, English, history, mathematics, such names of subject should begins with capital letter. So these are guidelines for writing letter in where to write letter in capital and in small in sentence. Now, after knowing this term, capitalization, we are going to see some punctuation mark added to this. So here, first punctuation mark is sorry, I want to give you an example on the capitalization this term. See, the question, which kind of question on this topic might be there in your question paper. So I have already told you one, write or find out how many words should begins with capital letter in that sentence, given sentence. Such a exercise is already there. But apart from this, what kind of questions may be there in your question paper? That is also important to know. So here, deliberately, some mistakes, some errors are made in the sentence in capital and small letter. So you have to replace these letters with capital letter. If the sentence is what? I say to Geeta, come to Pune. If such is the sentence, then you have to replace or in which word there is mistake in writing capital and small letter. And we have to identify that mistake and answer properly. Here, which letter should replace by capital letter, such as the question. And then the options are capital I is the letter which should replace. Then G is the letter which should replace. Number 3, I and G. And number 4, C. The sentence is I said to Geeta, come to Pune. In this sentence, which letter should replace in capital letter? The first option is I only, the letter I only, letter G only. This is second option. Letter I and letter G and letter C only. So if such a is the options, then which is proper option here? Look at the word I. We know that it should write in capital, and Geeta, it is proper noun. It should be right beginning with capital. So letter I and letter G. C is the verb. It does not need in right, begins with capital letters. So it is correct. Pune, this is also proper noun, but it already begins with capital letter. That's why it is correct. So the option number 3, letter I and letter G, it begins with capital letter. Such a variety of questions on this content maybe in your question paper. So you have to observe, you have to find out which kind of questions, or you have to think properly, or your teacher may teach you. They will tell you in details what are the other questions based on this topic for your practice. So in every question, in case of every content, in case of every topic which is given in our syllabus, we should know what is that topic What are the minute details given in that topic? We should know in that topic. And what are the possible questions on that topic for our question paper or for that evaluation pattern? Which questions may be there? Which question may be formed on that topic? It should know. It is very important thing. And I request all my co-teachers, my brothers, sisters, you should prepare some question patterns, some question types on each content, which will be very necessary for your student to know the possible questions and how to write, how to solve them. Take practice, take ample practice on that in classroom. Okay, then next topics, we have already discussed so much on this topic. Now another topics here, punctuation mark. In these punctuation marks, the first punctuation mark is comma or full stop. We should begin with full stop. Okay, full stop. We will begin with full stop. We should begin with full stop. I said this right now because I believe that we should learn from knowing thing to unknown thing, known thing to unknown thing. So we know it properly what is full stop and where it added in the sentence. Where it should add in the sentence. Full stop. How is the full stop mark? Only a point, a little point at the end of the sentence, at the end of the clause, we use it in the sentence. Full stop. So, which is the use of this full stop? What is the use? At the end of, at the complete version of our saying, where we take pause, we stop, little bit time, we stop. To show it in writing, we use full stop. My name is John. My name is John. This is one of the sentence. When I complete this sentence, the meaning is complete to listener. At the time of that, we have to use full stop. Very simple one. Then another punctuation mark, that is comma. So comma is what? Comma is a punctuation mark which is used like breaker. You know break? When we riding bike, bicycle or any vehicle, at the time of that, in our driving or in our riding, we press the brake when we see any obstacle, or when we see we got any trouble in driving. At the time of that, we press the brake. So it is like that brake. While speaking, we pause little bit. Our saying is not complete. Then also we pause somewhere in the sentence, deliberately or by intentionally. We pause somewhere. Such a pause in writing version of our saying, so by the punctuation mark, that is comma. Have you got it? What is the first use of comma? Comma we use in the middle of our saying. Whatever we want to say, it is not complete. And though we need some breaks there. If we need some break there, then these breaks are showing by this punctuation mark, comma. Have you understand? What are the occasions? What are the circumstances in which comma should use? So the first one is, the first guideline for it is when we use the words from same category, or when we want to say some examples of something, and these examples are more than three. More than three examples are there. If the sentence is, I call my friend, I call my friend Raju Sumit and Sneha. This is the sentence. I call my friends Raju, Sumit and Sneha. So here I use some words in the same category, from the same category. Which are these words? Raju, Sumit and Sneha. These are some words I use here from same category. These all are proper nouns. You may say in another word, I use some examples of the term my friends here. Who are my friends? Who are my friends? The answer is Raju, Sumit and Sneha. So togetherly, I use this thing, all these words in one sentence. So if these sentences are more, these examples, these words are more than three, then we use comma after each word. After each word, but not for the last one. Because if sentence ends there, then we should add full stop at the end of the sentence. And before, if the first word is what? Raju, then we add comma. Not like this, not like this, like this. Then Sumit and Shan. So usually what happens at the end of the sentence, when the same words from that category or the final two words we use in the sentence, at the time of that, usually we take and this conjunction there. We should not, or usually we might not use comma between the last two examples, between the last two similar category words. We use there and word, this conjunction, instead of comma. You may use comma also there, but and we generally use. But before, whatever words are there from that same category, from that examples, that should separated with commas. So Raju, after this word, we should have comma. Sumit, this is another example, another word from the same category. If there is another noun, then it should added by comma. Sumit, and after puja is there. If puja is there, then before that puja word, right, we should add comma. So what is the guideline for this? What is the rule for this? I deliberately till now not use the word rule, because whenever we learn any new rule, at the time of that we have something botheration on our mind, and that's why in case of grammar generally our teacher tells us that these are the rules for using these are the rules for using that. We should observe, we should follow rules while responding to any grammar question, any grammar topic. And that's why what happened indirectly in our mind, this word effect. Why? What affect this word? How affect rule? In this rule, there is little bit. I think it is my own opinion. When we use word rule, that time what happened? We little bit afraid to whatever we done, or we have a certain kind of unsteady feeling. And that's why I use word guideline in my demonstration. I use the guideline word for that. So, not to operate. Rules are rules. Guideline also guidelines. Both work same. I think in case of learning. So here, these guidelines will help us to make proper use of a punctuation mark, comma. Then, what are the other uses of comma? Another use is when we add question tag in the sentence. You know question tag? Question tag is a question which begins with, which start with, or which start with at the end of the sentence. After the sentence is complete, then question tag start. Tag question is start. See, he is a farmer. He is a farmer. Then here, before adding tag question, we need to add comma. So what is tag question? Isn't he? Isn't he? It is a tag question tag. So before adding this tag question in this sentence, we should add comma. We should add comma before adding this tag question. Then another use of question tag, that is in verbal question. Look at it. Verbal question means yes no type question. When we ask any verbal question, do you like coffee? Do you like study? Then if this person asks, do you like coffee? This is verbal question. And person B replies here. Person B replies, what do you reply? Yes, I like it. This is his reply. Yes, I like this. Or no, I don't like it. It may be his reply. So, in this reply of verbal question, after yes or no, we should add comma. Or of course, he might reply, of course. So, of course, after adding this word, after writing this word, we should use comma there. This is another use of punctuation mark comma. Then, whenever we want to say something, and that is important or unimportant, but that is direct speech of anybody. Direct speech, you know direct speech? Direct speech means the quotations which are same. Whatever his first speaker said, like that. The whole words are like that, the same as per the In the first version, when the speaker, or the reporter said that things and how he said, it is given actually in that format. Such a speech is called, such a quotation is called direct speech. Look at the sentence here, by which you can know clearly what is direct speech. Teacher said. So what the teacher said, it is given here in inverted commas. In Marathi, for inverted commas, we call avtarana chinha. Single inverted comma, double inverted comma. This is another term. Huh? It is not related to comma term. Comma is a separate punctuation mark, and inverted comma are separate punctuation mark. Do not mix it. Should not mix it. So what the teacher said? The teacher said, do your study properly. The teacher said, do your study properly. So do your study properly. Do your study properly. It is a quotation made by teacher. Whatever he said directly. Do your study properly. This is direct speech. Whatever the teacher said. It is in inverted commas, and before starting this sentence or this speech, we should add comma. We should add comma here. You understand? I think you understand. Then, what are the another use of comma? When we made some joint saying, the joint speech. For example, I am a doctor. I am a doctor. Said Sunil. I am a doctor. Said Sunil. But they do not believe. Here, look at the sentence. I am a doctor, said Sunil, but they do not believe. What happened here? What is the case here? I am a doctor. It is a clause. It is a direct sentence which is said by Sunil. So after the end of this sentence, here is comma. We add, then reporter and the reported verb said Sunil, but the sentence is not complete. There is another addition of information, and that's why we will continue it by adding comma. I am a doctor, comma, said Sunil, again comma. Why there is comma again? Because our saying is not complete, and that's why we add comma there, and after adding comma, again the sentence starts, but they do not begin, they do not believe, and after believe, our saying is complete, and that's why we show it by adding full stop. So these are some rules, or these are some guidelines to use comma. Have you got it? How is the question, or what type of question may be there? in your question paper on this punctuation mark, we will see at the end of our lecture when we complete our discussion. Will be complete on these 5 punctuation marks. Full stop. Till now we have discussed on full stop and comma, but there are another topics, another punctuation mark. We have to discuss here. Question mark, apostrophe, and exclamation mark. So after completion of the discussion on this, we will see what kind of questions may be there in your question paper. See, then the third punctuation mark here for our study is question mark, and we know when we use question mark, we use question mark at the end of question. If we want to ask any question in writing, then after completion of the question, we should add question mark. So, what are the questions? See the example. What is your name? This is WH type of question. How are you now? So, after completion of the question, we should add question mark. There may be question. If the sentence is how are you, and then there is no any question mark, any punctuation mark. So the question is, which question mark we should use, or we need to use at the end of the sentence here. And then options are, first one is question mark, another is exclamation mark, third one is comma, fourth one is apostrophe. So which question mark should necessary or is necessary at the end of the sentence? Such a might question in your question. So usually question mark is needed at the end of the sentence, and that's why the option first is appropriate one for them. Okay. So simple guideline is here. At the end of question, question may be WH1 or question may be verbal one. Verbal means yes no type question. So in case of these both questions, we use question mark. Another question is here, rhetorical question. Another question, rhetorical question. Rhetorical question means we may say literary question in literature, or a question to which answer is not necessary, answer is not needed. Such a question is called rhetorical question. The speaker uses this question only to emphasize whatever he is saying to his listener, and to show emphasis of his saying, he deliberately used some question which answer he does not want the answer of such a questions while speaking. Such a questions are called rhetorical questions. If I begins my speech, if we are going to celebrate Mahatma Gandhi GMT, so my speech will begin. Friends, today we are going to celebrate Mahatma Gandhi Jayanti, or the birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. And Mahatma Gandhi's name. Who don't know the name of Mahatma Gandhi? If I ask such a question in my speech, so here I don't want the answer. I don't want the answer. Who don't know the names of Mahatma Gandhi? Only to focus on, to emphasis on my saying, whatever I am saying in that speech, listener should listen it properly by attention, and that's why I use such a question. Such questions are called rhetorical question, alankari prashna in Marathi we call it. So such a rhetorical question also ends with what? Question mark. So these two guidelines or uses of question mark. Another use of another punctuation mark is exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. I would show like this. Exclamation mark. Vertical line is here, and at the end of or at the bottom of that vertical line, by leaving some space, again sign like full stop is here. So vertical line, and at the bottom by leaving some space, full stop is there or the point is there. Such a sign, such a mark is called exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. So exclamation mark, Udgar Vachak Chinna in Marathi. So what are the exclamations? First of all, we should know what are the exclamations. Exclamations, here some words, some group of words which comes from spontaneous overflow of our feeling. Spontaneous means nakal, oghani, or it is an outburst, suddenly release of the words from our mouth. Oh, wow, ouch, bravo, wow. So what are these words? These words are a sudden outburst, sudden release of feeling. Whatever feeling a speaker has in his mind, the feeling are so much energetic, so much forceful or sudden, and knowingly or unknowingly to the speaker, it comes from mouth, it utter means ucharni, it utters such a words are all exclamations, exclamatory words, and such exclamatory words, whenever used in the sentence, we use in the sentence, at the time of that, in writing, we should add exclamation mark after each that exclamatory words. Alas, oh. So if, see what, alas, oh, brow, oh, wow. So if such a words are there in our sentence, in writing, at the time of that, these words, after completion of this word, we should add exclamation mark. So the first guideline is after exclamatory words. So I'm going to show you, share you a screen here. See. Okay. So we are in relax. Okay. So the problem is there. So I cannot share it on screen. Okay. See the exclamatory words. What are the exclamatory words? Take its examples, and if such a words you get in the sentence, then you should after these words there should be question sorry exclamation mark, and the question might be in your question paper where some punctuation marks are needed, but the places deliberately leave vacant. There is there is a sentence without adding punctuation mark, and which kind of punctuation mark is necessary in that sentence. So we have to use it by the from the options given there. So practice on that exclamation mark and only not only after exclamatory words, but any kind of exclamations we should use question mark. Sorry, exclamation mark. There are some exclamatory sentences. How crazy you are! What a brilliant student you are! So what these are? These are exclamatory sentences. So after the end of exclamatory sentence, what a after end of exclamatory sentence, we should use exclamation mark. How fast he ran. And here, at the end of the sentence, we use what? Exclamation mark. Look at this sentence. In this sentence, there is no any exclamatory word used. And then also, at the end of the sentence, we add there exclamation mark. It means why? What it means? Why we use? The answer is we use exclamation mark because whatever sentence is here before this mark, this is exclamatory sentence. So if there is an exclamatory sentence, at the end of that, we should add exclamation mark, udgarvachak chinna. And the last one, that is exclamation mark after exclamation mark, the last one is apostrophe. So there is time bound for our lecture. There is more to discuss, but time bound is here, and that's why we need to complete. We are going to complete our discussion in time. Apostrophe, the last one is apostrophe. Apostrophe. So apostrophe, it is also one of a figure of speech, but here we going to learn it as a punctuation mark. How it show? It show by like this, comma, same like comma, but comma we add at the bottom and not much same like comma, little bit same like comma, but comma if we add here at the bottom and the apostrophe we add at the upper side of the. So apostrophe is not totally like comma, sorry, but we see some similarities in this. But here at the upper side, upper side of the word, we use this mark apostrophe, and there are two uses. There are two important types of using apostrophe in the sentence. The first one is abbreviation. And another contraction, abbreviation, or another term for this contraction. This is the first case where we use apostrophe, and another case is possession. These are the two cases where we use apostrophe mark. One is contraction or abbreviation, means some words, some letters are omitted from the writing. Whenever such a cases happen, whenever such a cases occur, some words are clipped, some words are omitted, some letters are omitted, then we should add apostrophe. For example, look at it is, it and is, it is, it is full version of writing it is, but if we write in abbreviation that it's, it, after it there is apostrophe mark, and after apostrophe mark yes is there, it's, so already it is a abbreviation form of the full form it is. So it is full writing, but we omit this I here, and whenever such a case is there, whenever such a omission is there for having abbreviation, at the time of that we should add apostrophe mark. Can't, cannot, can not is the whole saying, but the contraction is what? Can't. So can and not, O is omitted here, and that's why this omission is shown by the apostrophe mark. In another word, we can say that apostrophe mark is represented to that omitted word. Okay. And another is what? Possession. Another use of apostrophe mark, it is possession. Look at the use of possession. School's bus, or John's father. John's father. Whose father? John Che. Whose father? John's father. After a proper noun, there is apostrophe mark which show possession. Konache? John Che. John's father. School's car. Srikanth's friend. Whose friend? Srikanth's friend. So, apostrophe mark is used to show possession and having contraction or the abbreviations. Another one is when there are plural nouns which used in case of showing possession. If the plural noun use boys, look at the word boys. Boys is a plural noun, and then after this word we need to show something possession. Boys fun. Boys fun. So here boys is a plural noun, and after that something is said here, and after plural noun, if we want to show possession, so possession should be shown by a apostrophe mark, but not before this yes, after this yes. See this properly. Not before this yes, because this use of yes is for pluralization, and after this plural form, we should add a question apostrophe mark after it. So I think you might remember, you might know, or you might learn all these punctuation marks given in our syllabus, and the term capitalization you might learn, or you might see some videos of it. To do ample practice on this and see first of all what kind of questions may be asked. See the previous question papers from which you may get hint what kind of question are many times or frequently used on this topic. So that will help you to or that will be direct you your study. It will give you direction towards your study, and your teacher might also help you, or they usually help you. So they also take it properly, see some or think out some, guess out questions types for on this question. So usual questions are where question mark is omitted in that sentence, and we have to use question marks from the given choice, given options. So do the ample practice on that. I think time is over. That's why I am going to end my lecture. Okay.
धन्यवाद सर. चंदनेश्वर
Okay, thank you.
विद्यालय चंदनापुरीचे दत्तात्रय औचित्य सर यांनी आज इंग्रजी या विषयाबद्दल अतिशय सुंदर पंक्च्युएशन या घटकाबद्दल अतिशय सुंदर मार्गदर्शन केलेले आहे. सर्व विद्यार्थ्यांना ते ज्ञात झालेलं असेल. उद्या सर्व विद्यार्थ्यांनी वेळेत जॉईन व्हायचं आहे. उद्या गणित या विषयाची तास शिकवणार आहे. धन्यवाद.
Thank you. May I leave, sir?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thanks.